So I would also be watching this, so not setting and forgetting it. So you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So adding in multiple campaigns is not something you want to do. So if you had one campaign, that's probably all you want in this case. Those would be good reasons to have multiple campaigns. But if you're using $500 budget, I wouldn't suggest having multiple campaigns. Start with one. Broad matches, I think for a $500 budget, you need to stay focused. So broad match is not probably the way to go. And again, with a $500 budget, I don't think you're doing a whole lot of exploring. You probably already have a pretty good idea what terms you want to go after. So I'd go after those with phrase or exact. And then I wouldn't go with smart shopping, but even still, I'd probably go with manual CPC, at least for the initial, few weeks at minimum, and see if you can get some traction with that. And then look at going into once you have some conversions coming in, then look at those other smart bidding strategies. But I would probably leave it, and I'd probably go manual even for the first month or two. So I would also be watching this, so not setting and forgetting it. Kind of keep an eye on things. Your search terms is going to be your biggest concern when it comes to setting this up. I'd be watching those search terms, especially right off the start. Search terms are going to be the most important thing, because you want to make sure that they're dialed in. So negative keywords, make sure your keywords make sense for your business and all that. And that's where the search terms is going to be super important. So again, watching things over. Another couple metrics you could look for would be your CTR. Make sure you're getting a decent CTR. If you're comparing different ad copy, you could actually split test. So you could have multiple ads in your campaign, and it probably doesn't hurt to have multiple versions of your ad. So if you had 2 or 3 different responsive search ads, you can see what ones are performing the best, and then try not to adjust things constantly. Like if you set a bid, let it sit there for a little bit. Don't go back in the next day and crank up the bid to 3 times the current bid, and then pull it back down all the way again. Like if you see it's not spending, increase it by $1 maybe, depending on how much, what kind of bids we're talking about. If you're talking about $50 bids, maybe you have to increase by $5. But if you're talking about, $5 bid, then increase it to $6 and see if you can get it to start spending with $6 bids. If you're not getting any traction at all, that might be what's happening, is you just need to increase your bids a bit.